Alright guys, an MRC here with you guys. As you can see, we got some brand new sticky Mickeys on there from RC 4-wheel drive. They're the 155, of course. The new X2SS compound. There's the part number there if you'd like to get them. Alright, there's that. And here we go. I just mounted them on here. They're a lot bigger than I expected versus these what are these guys called? The rock stompers. So as you can see, they're pretty bigger. They're a lot bigger, and that's with the tire, with the weight. So, and it's squished out pretty good, as you can see. So these are firm and they're no weight to them, so I'm sure they'd be shorter than those. But anyway, what today's video is about is not just tires, but the motor. Now, you see how it's sitting? That's a big problem we have here. And if you guys don't know, this is a Trx4 G-Wagon chassis. And yeah, so it's a Trx chassis. As you know, the motor sits about here where the dashboard's at on this body, which I'm going to probably have to turn on my super bright light so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So here we go. Ready to be blinded? 3, 2, 1. Bam. Okay. So, yeah, so we'll move this fake motor, and there's some of the motor. Don't worry, I got something else coming. It hasn't came in yet for this, the servo, but we're going to fix this problem today, which I'm going to glue those in and paint them. And anyway, we'll do that up. And yeah, so this, as you can see, is sitting flush with the kicker panels, I guess you could say, or floorboard. It's like right there. See it? I'm starting to lift it. See it? So it's barely right there. It'll sit flush like that, and then the interior fits in there too without hitting. Even with the stock battery tray, I got it to fit, just not with that top arm. And I had to cut off a brace down in there that holds the wires, or would hold wires, I should say. But it didn't hold any wires. But yeah, I got the dash sitting like it should. On the RC 4-wheel drive, it sits way down there. It sits way, way low. Hang on, let me try and spin this around with one hand here. It would sit like down to the floor almost. So now we got the dash sitting like it should. Almost up against the windshield. If I were to have one, I could show you, but I don't have windows yet. Still waiting for RC 4-wheel drive to come with the hood and tailgate. But I guess, I don't know what's going on with that, but I've been waiting forever for that. Brand new sticky Mickeys. But anyway, see how the motor's sitting back in here? We need it to sit right here, where the servo's at, basically. So, how are we going to fix that? Well, just like these that I got from KYX Racing. Can't really see it, the cantilever suspension, right? Sucker has all the flex you could want. Let's go where the tire comes off the ground. See, right there, that's the max flex you get with those, and that's quite a lot. So I like it. It's pretty cool. So now the question is, how are we gonna fix this guy? I got the servo mount, brass bumper mount to move this servo here, but it hasn't came in yet because we got something else from KYX Racing. Right here. Yeah, you'll say, oh, it looks like a deadbolt transmission, but it's not. So we got these mounts right here. Got a little bitty drive shaft. Yeah, they even gave me the pinion, and you just mount your motor on this guy right here, and you mount it right there, and then the motor's right here in the front. That way we can implement that fake motor on top of our real motor to make it look like we have one for scale purposes. It comes with the top housing of the transmission right there where the motor's at. Then your little itty bitty drive shaft hooks to this shaft here. See, little itty bitty drive shaft. Here's some extra braces or something, I don't know. Didn't give me any instructions, so I'm assuming that's for the battery tray, low CG battery tray, as they call it. Here's the hardware. Here's your motor mounts. They slide into the frame like that, and then that just bolts on the top of those little holes right here, where my thumb's at. So, yeah, and then that little shaft bolts to right here, so it'll be sitting in there like that, to this side, to the driver's side, and yeah, because when you put that on, that'll be driver's side also, so it'll line right up. They pre-greased it. That's cool. So yeah, I guess I'll get this out, get that stuff out, and I'll be filming it all for you guys today. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. Let me get a sideways view. Oh goodness, if I don't drop the phone. Alright. Not the greatest view, but that's just gonna have to work, since I'm a one-man band type deal, if you will. So, instead of being Alright. I'm trying to get all my tools out here and stuff cleared out so I can get to them easier. Alright. So, first thing is going to have to be this little battery tray. It's going to have to go once I find the right size for it, which I know I have. I'll just take all these out. Now I can just, boom. So we're going to take the battery tray out, take the servo off. Oh, that's what I got to get to, guys. Is get a I forget what it's called, that wire extender for your servo. Should get that when you go to move your servo forward, if you don't feel like relocating your receiver box or receiver in a new box or out in the elements. However you'd like to do that, that's up to you. And yes, I'm going to probably talk during this whole video if I can. No, I shouldn't. That way I'm not yakking your guys' ears off. Probably have to extend these leads too for the motor, but we'll find out. I'm hoping not, because then I might have to move the ESC or something. I don't know, figure something out. Really don't want to have to solder. I hate soldering or soldering, whatever the heck you guys want to call it. what I'm trying to do is get this servo horn screw out for the link to the servo horn. So that way I can pull the servo all the way out of here.
Are you dead?
Yeah, great. My kid's getting sick. It's freaking wonderful. Just coughing all over the place, getting this nasty coughing all over. Instead of covering his mouth. Okay, now I'll bring you guys up here real quick without hopefully my hand in the way here. Now we gotta take this servo mount out. The only way to do that is through the sides inside the fender well housings, so I'll proceed to do that. Alright, so we got the servo mount off, we got these fender wells unbolted. Gotta kind of muscle that servo bracket out of there. So now we're ready to basically, hopefully not spill all the screws there. Sorry guys. Just trying to see what was going on and making noises. But anyway, now we're ready to take this out. I already had taken my battery tray out. But we're going to take this motor out now, real quick. Okay, there we go. Got it out of there. Now I'm going to unplug it, set it to the side, and we'll begin to install the KYX racing kit and see how well it fits and everything works or what. So hang tight. Okay guys, I took the motor mount off and stuff, but those are being a bit of a pain to unplug, so I'm not going to unplug it. I don't know if you guys know this, but if you don't, you do now. That's 11 tooth. What comes in the kit doesn't say, it's not marked on that pinion, but it is a 13 tooth. I counted it. So you'll get a little bit more wheel speed over stock, and you probably can't run the stock one in here. So I don't know, I might try it and see if it'll let me. But yeah, I'm gonna get that cover popped off, and then we'll get you guys back in action. Alright guys, you can use the 11 tooth pinion in here. It's the same thread pitch, the 32 thread pitch. See the holes line up. The gear meshes up just fine. You just gotta unbolt it and slide it back, so that way you can get it to mesh up. So I think I'm gonna keep the stock gearing on here. I'm gonna bolt this in, and then we'll go from there, guys. Alright guys, you could probably use the 11 tooth pinion, but how much slop there is in there between the two when you're trying to mesh it. See, watch, see that gear? Barely hit it now. Barely hit it. See, I don't know if I should use that, because you can't see it on the camera that well. But boy, it's a little bit too much spaced. Now, see, my finger blocks the light from seeing it. Dang it. There's a bunch of adjustments in there. I guess I'll just run the pinion that the kit provides and see how that works. Yeah, so it's a lot better with their 13 tooth. I think the motor just bottoms out before it can actually mesh to it right. So we're gonna just go with that. It's only 2 screws. Let me put the cover back on, and I'll get the mounts out, and we'll see how it's gonna look sitting into the chassis there. Alright guys, so I have the motor wires facing downward, so it'll go under the motor. That's the only way it reaches. I did it the other way, it won't reach. So, and then their motor mounts will go on just like that. You want the holes on the inside, and you have your threaded holes that go through your fender wells or your shock hoops, or fender wells / shock hoops, whatever you want to call them. And I guess you use your factory screws that go to your original cover to put this on. It only takes 2, one there, one there. The gear does come pre-lubed, just like in here, pre-lubed, so that's why I didn't put no grease. I know you guys are going to probably be like, oh, that's not enough grease or whatever, but whatever. Don't care. These don't go on any way, like, you know, right or left. They're both universal. They're both machined out and everything the same. So I will get these installed. They just sit inside here on the inside, which I'll show you when I get them mounted and stuff. Alright guys, so they sit right here, fit in there perfectly. There's more screws, but I'm assuming that's for the battery tray and to bolt the motor onto here. But I'm not sure, because I use the stock hardware to bolt my inner fender wells / shock hoops to these mounts. So, I mean, you don't have to use their hardware so far, but yeah, pretty cool. So yeah, these dang wires, man, I'm gonna have to extend them, make them longer, because you can get adjustments. Watch, let me move that. See all those holes? So you can go 2 or 2 up, 2 down. I mean, if you want to have all 4 screws in, or you can be kind of ghetto like me and just yeah, you can put it at the far setting. These wires won't let me, so that's a pain. Can't even set it on the first 2. I'm gonna have to unplug them. Hang on guys. Okay guys, got them unplugged. I'm really impressed on how well these holes line up. Can't really see because this stuff's in the way there, but yeah, I mean, that's pretty close, probably where the stock servo is gonna sit at. If I could set this all the way to the front, I would, but I still have it hooked up. I need one of the extensions for this, but yeah, you guys get the idea of where this is gonna sit at. So basically, your first 2 holes are gonna be as close as you can get with a 550 can. If you had a 540, then you could probably go like the middle, like right there. But that's crazy that you can go all the way up to there. And look at that. That's way up there, man. That's getting all the weight. Yeah, I can tell already. It's a lot better. But I'm probably gonna put out the first 2 holes. Well, I gotta set the body on there and see how it looks before, and see if that little drive shaft, what it allows, because that's a long distance right there for a little drive shaft like that. So let's get that out and see. Alright guys, as you can see, be a little bit too short to go on the last set of holes there. So that's a bummer. So let's see if we can, oh yeah, see, you can do the middle holes there. If I can get this lined up with one hand here. Come on. Sorry guys, get my ugly fingers in the video all up close. Come on, line up. Line up. Alright guys, so yeah, you guys can go to the second, or not the second, but the middle section of holes to bolt her in there. And you still got enough drive shaft, which I might do that once I get the servo mount in on the 14th, it says. But right there, you got plenty. Right there, let's see here. Where's the holes at? Got a little crooked. There we go. Alright. So that's basically where that's going to sit. So now we can set those out of the way. Hopefully they're out of the way. And grab the body. Let's throw this body up on here as good as we can anyway. I know it ain't going to be on there perfectly, but oh well, went on there pretty easy. Oh, look at that, man. That looks sick. And then if we just clip this bad boy on like that. Oh yeah, that's gonna fit perfectly, man, right there, even with it just being in the two holes. But I see a problem there. Look at that. I may have to cut those. Not the headers, but the shock tower / body mount is in my way. And if I slide this all the way up, it's gonna hit the servo maybe. Alright, well, let me get this motor mounted up for sure, and then I'll clip this guy on, and then I'll get you guys back on when I put the body on, and we'll see all how it all fits. And then I'll do a crawling video this weekend with this system in there, or this setup I should say, so you guys can see how well it does or doesn't do with the 2-speed transmission and all that stuff. Okay guys, so we got the motor, scale motor in there. Boy, does that sit up a little bit too tall. But luckily, Scale Monkey sells a cal induction hood for that. So I don't know if you can bolt that motor mount, like the whole motor underneath the mount, and like suck down the motor lower to the frame or not. I'm gonna have to look into that and let you guys know. But I definitely need to make the wires longer, because I got them hooked up, but I need them longer because the interior in here hits the wires and it won't let the body sit all the way down. So that's a problem. But other than that, dang man, that motor sits up tall as heck too. Whew. Looks sick though, looks scale. I like it. Got enough room even for the headers to fit, so that was cool. It drops right in there, so that's nice. We should have enough room for the servo and all that right there too, I would imagine. If not, I may have to do a little trim there, a little trim right there. But yeah, all in all, it's pretty impressive. It went on pretty dang good. So I like this kit. It works great. Good night, sweetheart.
Good night, Dad.
Love you.
Love you.
And then there's the, ooh, I don't know what that was. Oh, I know what that was. Sorry guys. I will say you have to use one screw out of your battery tray, your stock one, a flat one, to go with these two. The little short flat one goes in the very front on the transmission cover, I guess you could say, or not transmission, because there's your tranny now, but your transfer case, there you go. And then use that new one, and then one of your other stock ones there. But I ran into a problem with the transmission servo shifter. This arm was hitting the bottom of this plate, so I just got 2 washers, one here and one here, and screwed it down, which is fine. It kind of probably tilts the tray, but it tilts it towards the front of the truck, but you can't even tell. So I had to do that to clear the 2-speed transmission servo mechanism here. But yeah, the the interior comes down right here, and it can't, because this is, oh my gosh, this is so tight right there. See how far up it is? It needs to drop down like that. These wires need to come down like that, and then up to the motor. So I'm gonna have to extend the motor wires or the ESC wires, either way. I'm gonna have to extend the wires. If not, just hold off and get a brushless system in this. And then, yeah, so, but yeah, I mean, the longer I keep it, the more I'm gonna build it, put more stuff on it, just like the step side. I'm really happy how well this motor mount kit went together and everything. And depending on how it performs, maybe in 2 weeks I'll be buying the same one for that guy there and doing this motor mount, this motor forward without this scale motor, because it's a Lexan body, so the hood doesn't open. But at least I'll have the motor, the weight of the motor up front, and I already have a front servo mount, brass mount, like I do for this, for the step side also, already coming in. But yeah, man, this thing's like, wow, it's locked up big time. But if you grab it and roll it, it rolls pretty smooth actually. But it sounds like it's like geared really, really low, like a real geared up type deal. But anyway, that's enough of me yapping and blabbing. Sorry for the taking apart video parts that I don't fast forward through them. They take a little longer, but yeah, there you go, guys. There she is. I only got those 2 screws left. That's to the motor mount, but I put all 4, as you can see, to mount it. But I want to see if I can mount this whole mechanism underneath these mounts and see if it doesn't hit. It probably will hit this panhard bar mount right here. I'm almost gonna 100% guarantee that, because watch, when I compress the chassis, it doesn't hit. It's really, I mean, whoever designed it, man, that thought ahead. It works really good, so it doesn't bind up, right? But I'm sure if I drop that down, that's quite a lot. You know what I mean? Look how thick that mount is. So if I went under that, it more than likely will hit that. So I'll probably just leave it. I'm gonna just have to get a cal induction 2-inch cal scoop for the hard body, so this air cleaner will clear the hood when you close it. But yeah, there you go, guys. Thanks for tuning in. This is the KYX Racing Ford motor mount kit. I got it on eBay. I'm not gonna say how much, because I'm not sponsored by them, but I'm not gonna say how much it was because it could change. But yeah, I got it for a pretty good deal. It's not bad on eBay, so check it out. And there you go, guys.